So good afternoon. As Dan so eloquently said, my name is Bill Berrien, the CEO of Pindel Global Precision, contract manufacturer right here in New Berlin in Waukesha County. And I'm happy to be here to give you my perspective on opportunities, especially in manufacturing, that we might see in Waukesha County in the year 2050. Now I'm going to use a little storytelling trick and take us immediately to the year 2050. And then we can look backward from that point and see what got us here. Now, I was asked to be visionary, so I thought slides were too constraining. So I hope you'll follow along and with the journey here. So, welcome, my fellow Wisconsinites, to the year 2050. Biggest surprise: we communicate with animals. The Earth Species Project was started in 2013 with exactly that goal. And through increasing levels of AI and sensor technology, we witnessed that communication breakthrough in the year 2030. Even more surprising than the emergence of ChatGPT last year. First with the bigger brain mammals, more communicative mammals like orcas, dolphins, and elephants, but ultimately extending to many species of dogs and cats. I'll admit, we don't always like what they are telling us, but it's truly a world-broadening capability. And who could have predicted? That by 2040, 15% of every high school class and vast swaths of the already adult population would be engaged in the field of xenolinguistics. Xeno, foreign, Greek, linguistics. Who could have believed that? Human longevity became another beneficiary in the age of increased intelligence and sensor technology. A technology called Clearly, a combination of a $1,500 heart CT with contrast and AI analysis, was able to visualize and analyze plaque in every artery of a patient's heart to literally see blockages before they could occur. In 2028, here in Waukesha, we deployed this technology at scale, initially to first responders and then to at-risk populations, before making it a regular test for everyone. And this proactive stance was so productive that by 2040, practically speaking, no one dies of heart attacks or strokes. And on the back of those advances and cancer screening innovations at Exact Sciences and Galleri, among many others, in the year 2045, our population in Wisconsin reached escape velocity, where for every 1 year longer that you live, your life expectancy extends by 2 years. Incredible. So many of these exciting advances have been dependent on data and large-scale computation to understand that data, manipulate it, and allow it to underpin artificial intelligence. By 2040, Southeast Wisconsin became the nation's leading and preferred location for data center buildouts. Seismically stable, few weather risks, abundant fresh water for cooling, a population eager to learn. The investments accrued amazing advantages for the region's populace. Interestingly, and somewhat unexpectedly, over the last 10 years, we've witnessed a skill concentration of cybersecurity culture inside the 11 tribal nations of Wisconsin, evoking parallels to the Native American nations' contribution in national defense in World War II, with code talking. The 11 tribal nations of Wisconsin gradually and then very comprehensively developed an expertise in and a cultural embrace for cybersecurity, administration, offense, and defense. For our environment, one of the best aspects of this data center build-out is that these data centers have been powered by small, modular fission nuclear reactors. Some even use micronuclear reactors, enabled by the leading nuclear design technology of the 21st century. With one of the few nuclear engineering programs in the country located at UW-Madison, Wisconsin has been the leader in this nuclear-powered generative AI data center combination. Plus, this very green fission nuclear power source, combined with abundant freshwater availability, has helped foster, by 2035, a hydrogen energy manufacturing cluster, leading new industry to Wisconsin, starting here in Waukesha, focusing on hydrogen electrolysis and internal combustions powered by hydrogen. Advanced manufacturing has always been an incredible strength for the region. For 150 years, going back to the start of the 20th century, Wisconsin has been the machine shop to the world, the small engine capital of the world, think Briggs and Stratton. The small electric motor capital of the world, think Hamilton Beach in Racine, Wisconsin. In the 2020s, Wisconsin in general, and Waukesha County in particular, realized the future of advanced manufacturing and embraced it. High levels of automation, highly utilized, and made so by a highly trained, highly paid workforce, can produce product at or below the cost of lower wage countries, leading Wisconsin and the M7 region and the US to be the manufacturing powerhouse to the world, again. Through the 20s and 30s, what we found was that investments in automation and AI and humanoid robotics didn't displace jobs, but rather augmented them, allowing individuals to both create more value and to capture more value. Advanced manufacturing rose from 19% of GDP in 2020 to 30% by 2045. And vast swaths of the workforce who developed skills closest to automation saw wages double, if not triple, every 10 years. That's exponential and no degree required. The combination of these trend lines created a beautiful future, but that future would not have been possible if, in the 2020s, we had not come to realize the grand fallacy or mistaken belief underpinning our 21st century society. That fallacy was what you learn in the first 25 years of life is supposed to last you for the next 50 years of life. The fallacy was rooted in a long ago time when working lives ended at age 35, 40, 45, and what you learned in the first 25 years of life was all you needed to work until you were 45. But when working lives extend into their 70s and technology, industry needs, and even personal interests are continually changing, we realized we need to change the expectation, the structure, and the support for lifelong learning. Wisconsin has always been a hotbed of educational innovation, dating back to the country's first kindergarten, established in Watertown, Wisconsin in 1856. And in 2024, Waukesha was the birthplace of the nation's first forward skilling program, birthed in collaboration with MMAC. Forward has been the Wisconsin motto since 1851. Forward skilling took pages out of the shared economy playbook authored by the likes of Uber, Lyft, and Airbnb. Forward skilling liberated captive resources and supported industry upskilling needs at scale, whether by coordinating training opportunities in shared economy fashion or highlighting those training opportunities that already existed. Because this upskilling benefited the industrial commons as much as any one company, local, county, and state governments played a role in creative cost sharing, similar to Section 179 tax credits for machinery investments, but focused instead on workforce investments. Companies outside of Wisconsin saw and were attracted by this innovative structure of continuously upskilling a statewide workforce at scale and began to move to Wisconsin in droves, and particularly Waukesha and the 7 counties of southeast Wisconsin. In addition to the tremendous economic growth of the state, one of the powerful impacts of forward skilling has been the creation of expectation and a structure for individual Wisconsinites to learn new skills, to leverage new technologies, to pursue new interests throughout their longer lives. Our fellow citizens, once hobbled by an early education in a distressed community or a poorly run elementary or high school system, or buffeted by industry's reallocations and shifting investments, can now play offense and never have to swallow the bitter pill of skill obsolescence. The end result, your zip code is not your destiny, and you are always in the fight. Nothing could be more empowering to our fellow citizens. Now, as I take you back to April 2024, today's actual date, I realize I painted a pretty rosy picture of Waukesha County over the next 25 years. Yes, some of my friends have jokingly nicknamed me the Pope of Hope, but I don't think my optimism is misplaced. The trend lines are there, but what I can't emphasize enough is the importance of thinking differently about people, about their training, and about their lifelong development. Waukesha and Wisconsin should be the manufacturing powerhouse to the world. Today, in 2024, we are seeing a renaissance in manufacturing and very significant reshoring of manufacturing from overseas. But if we don't take advantage of this opportunity, including public and private partnerships that support industry and the upskilling of industry's incumbent workforces, a more favorable tax structure, incentivizing businesses to grow here and to move here, and embracing creativity and creative people. If we don't do what needs to be done, that ball of manufacturing reshoring is going to fly over Wisconsin. It'll go to Texas, it'll go to South Carolina, it'll go to Mexico. But if we do make the right decisions over the next 4 to 8 years, the opportunity for an amazing Waukesha in 2050 will present itself. Thank you.